Hey everybody, welcome to the Here's How podcast. I'm Patrick.
And I'm Paul.
And today we are going to be talking about post-credit scenes. Good thing, bad thing, thing at the end of things. What do we think?
So, just to give you a little bit of context, we didn't research any of this, but
I did. No, I didn't. Not a clue.
You liar.
No, it's all off the top of my head opinion.
Okay, so the rise of the kind of like popular post-credit scenes are coming from the Marvel universe.
Yeah.
So the first one famously was from Iron Man, which is the Nick Fury, I am Iron Man. You've just been introduced to a world bigger than you think and stuff like that.
Yep.
So we're talking about the trend that is being caused by these post-credit scenes and...
Well, I think let's just get the cards on the table though. First up, do you like post-credit scenes? In general, like, are you one of those people that sits in the movie theater and goes, I hope there's a post-credit scene? Because I am. I am. I'm not afraid to admit it. I am.
Like, I get, yes. I kind of am, because I'm interested in kind of like, you know, they are going to explain they're going to connect something or do a little bit extra kind of stuff to it and stuff. Like in the Marvel universe, they're going to either give you a little bit more of what you've just seen, or they're going to give you a kind of a connection string between two other movies or something like that. So,
but I think even in films that aren't part of a larger series or part of a universe, I still love it. Like Ferris Bueller's Day Off, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that was the first big post-credit scene, probably.
Yeah. And
I remember watching that film when I was younger, loving that film because at a certain age, everybody loves that film.
Like Weird Science.
Cameron Ross.
Weird Science, Furious Day. I can't even pronounce the damn things.
Ferris Bueller's Weird Science. But you had that great kind of after credits, during credits, Rooney, the principal on the bus. Like they told the story of how he, the rest of the principal's day went.
I bet you've never smelled a real school bus before.
And thought, okay, well that's it. But then it cuts to Matthew Broderick in a hallway, which Deadpool perfectly recreated and lampooned at the end of his.
It really did.
Which was a really nice way for Deadpool as a character with such pop culture awareness to go, well, of course my post-credit scene is going to be the post-credit scene. Which I thought was awesome. Well done.
So, so I say yes, I am a fan of the post-credit scenes, but I'm not a fan of the unknowing part, as in like
not knowing if there's gonna be one.
As in like for most of the Marvel movies and stuff, and for most of Deadpool and stuff like that, there is always going to be kind of post-credit scenes. Yeah, but there's like some DC stuff and some other movies and stuff like that that there's a rumor going around that there is a post-credit scene, or it's a movie that I'm like, this is going to be a post-credit scene movie kind of thing. And I sit there and I now, we all do the game as well where we sit through the credits and we pick out the funny names of all the people who worked on the show.
We have not talked about this, but yes, I do the same thing. Do the exact same thing. Myself and my wife are like, funniest name, pays for the park and that's it.
So like kind of thing where I like doing that game, and also like I do enjoy seeing kind of like the amount of people that worked on a movie and stuff like that. They do deserve people sitting through their names on the credit things.
Actually, that's a good point. Post-credit scenes do one other great thing. I'm glad, as you say, I'm glad that those people, whether or not we're taking it in and going, the key grip was, Merv Griffin. It's just nice that their names get read by more people. Yeah. I think that's cool. That is a good side effect. I hadn't thought of that.
Yeah, like that's a good benefit towards the post-credit like scenes and stuff. But as I said, the part that I don't like is essentially sitting in the cinema and nothing happens.
Yeah, I'm a bit weird like that. I never look up whether or not there's going to be a post-credit scene. So I went into particularly the DC films not knowing whether or not they were going to do one. And I'm sitting there and I almost enjoy the roulette nature of, am I going to be the last person sitting here waiting to make sure that there's no more possible frames and kind of go, well played, film. You got me. Well played.
Yeah, like I get the kind of you're really excited about it. You're kind of sitting there going like, will there, won't be kind of thing, and then you get your answer. But yeah, I feel like a little bit of indication or something like that. But
I understand absolutely.
The one thing that I do want to bring up is, do you feel, because essentially it's now a popular thing, does it put a pressure on certain other films to have a post-credit scene in it, even though it may not fully fit.
Yes. And you know what? I think, and I was going to ask you a second ago, what's worse, no post-credit scene or a bad one that you sat there and you're like, oh, sweet, that's what I waited for? Because I'd almost prefer not one than a bad one. And to your question first, though, I do think there's a massive amount of pressure, particularly in certain genre, and I think we know we're all talking about the comic book action / blockbuster / universe films. People want now. There is a pressure of Marvel have made it a thing. There's going to be a post-credit scene. Yeah. And almost if DC don't have one, it's everyone's going, see, that's them just going, we're not Marvel.
Yeah.
I think sometimes it's them going,
well, we don't have anything to show you.
You know, there are lots of people that aren't Marvel that aren't doing post-credit scenes. It's not just us.
Yeah, because like we had, if anyone, like I don't know if anyone's seen it, the Dracula Untold film.
I didn't actually see that.
So it's an alright film. It was meant to be the start of the movie, the monster.
Dark. Yeah, was it Universal Dark or whatever?
Yeah, like the dark universe of the Marvel. Sorry about that. So that had a post credit scene.
And did The Mummy have a post credit scene?
See,
I wonder.
I'm not entirely sure. Oh, it did. Yes, it did. Kind of. But yeah, so like. The thing with the Dracula Untold thing, because I think they're separating the movie, the Mummy. I think it's now a monster movie, the monster movie universe.
Right.
Whereas Dracula Untold was meant to be somehow included in that, but has been left out.
Okay.
So its post-credit scene is useless.
Oh God, what's the scene?
Oh, it shows. It's essentially
the scene.
So in Dracula Untold, it's set during Vlad the Impaler's kind of moment, or like time and stuff like that. And the post-credit scene is set during our time.
Oh, so this is he's still alive today, folks.
Yeah, right. Kind of thing. And it also sets up kind of another character who's also in the movie as well, like another character. Because I know I do. You should watch it.
So you're trying not to spoil it for me and for you folks at home, which is nice.
So like
great! So they used it as the story could continue moment,
kind
which
of thing,
cool.
and actually kind of like as I said, the film's all right, but the post credit scene actually kind of got me more excited in what they could do.
So you now have to live with the disappointment that they didn't do.
And the whole thing is that every time I do watch that movie, I still sit and wait for that post credit scene. I like. Luckily, if it's on like Netflix or something, I can skip across, like, you know. Yeah. But I still wait. I still watch it.
Well, how pissed off would you be? And we've got a short amount of time left. But how pissed off would you be if, after Nick Fury showing up at the end of Iron Man, hinting at the Avengers, imagine a world where they'd never bothered getting round to the Avengers. Let's say Thor had come out and not been successful. We would be like, oh God, but now we don't get, because that was a genre-defining post-credit scene, and we were all like, yes, that means they're gonna do more, and if it goes well, there's gonna be an Avengers, and that's what we got. We would be having a very different conversation right now if it hadn't worked out.
Yeah, we'd be probably talking about how that kind of post-credit idea kind of was a flash in the pan kind of thing.
Yeah, or somebody might have taken it and used it in kind of just a promotional way to try and build hype for anything that they thought they might get a sequel for. And that would have been disastrous, because that would have just made them a joke. Mm-hmm. Would have made them terrible. So overall, post-credit scenes, I'm going to say 2 thumbs up.
So I've one other thing to say about the post-credit scenes. Do you feel like the Marvel post-credit scenes also gave rise to the short in-between films as well?
Oh, the one-shots.
Yeah.
Yes. And until you just said that now, I hadn't thought of it that way. But yes. And that's brilliant, because almost now instantly I'm thinking of post-credit scenes not as post-credit scenes. They're almost trailers for one-shots.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool.
Yeah, like I'm just interested in kind of thing, because like I was thinking about because there's a moment in Iron Man 2 where, you know, Coulson sorry,
He's got a Coulson.
Coulson says to Iron Man, says Tony Stark, that he has to do something in New Mexico.
Oh yeah.
And we all know that that's to do with Thor
heading after the hammer.
But because you also get, I think, don't you get a shot of the hammer in something?
Was that in the? See, that's the thing. I can't remember if that was in a post-credit scene or if it was in a one-shot.
See, I think
it was a post-credit scene where he drives out.
No. I think the shot is the post-credit scene is he arrives to the hammer.
Yeah,
and then the one shot is
what happened on the way to Thor's hammer.
Yeah, my drive to New Mexico or whatever.
Yeah,
it's like those great moments, because they do stem from the post-credit scenes, are great, and they give you a little bit more. Because in fairness, like although we're all mad for the Marvel movies, even like a couple of months between each movie is way too much to wait.
Yeah,
and they bring out little one shots and stuff.
And you know what? It's a real nice. Obviously, this can work for anybody, so it's not just comic movies. It's not just comic universes. But in the case of comic universes, it's extra nice for the simple reason that this is like an interim issue. This is like we've done our big story arc. We're going to do a side run of whatever. It's a special edition. There's a long history of filling content for people's wants and needs, and I think post-credit scenes, I'm thinking of them as teasers for one-shots. It is filling a need that I didn't know I had, so fair play to you, Kevin Feige. You created a need, fulfilled it. Apparently that's the best way to do business, and billions of dollars would agree.
Because the other part, the billions. Because the other parts to the one shots is and also post credit scenes is that it's world building as well.
Oh yeah,
you can fill in a lot more information about your worlds and stuff because of your post credit scenes and your one shots. So you got item like 37.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with 37.
Yeah, which is about the alien gun that part after Avengers and stuff, and you build up because then you go. Oh, okay. So after Avengers, after the New York incident, there's weapons and alien technology left around, which means that in Spider-Man Homecoming, when they show a construction crew essentially cleaning it up, you already know the context of that kind of thing.
It's a nice setup, and for those that the key thing as well is if you don't see a post-credit scene, you're not screwed.
No,
if you do, you're rewarded, or it's not rewarded. It's an enhancement, not a necessity, which I really like, because if they were necessities, that would actually piss me off.
Yeah,
that would be a real pain in the ass. It's like if the one shots were actual necessities to understand. Now, and I know they're smarter than that, but not everybody always will be. And you'll have a Dracula Untold moment or something at some stage in the future where people will be like, they died, and somebody else in the room will go, no, it showed at the end that they hadn't, the hand crawled out of the rubble, whatever it might be. I think that was at the Wolverine Origins. Did they have an original? They planned on having a post-credit scene where what was the original Deadpool was still alive. Oh, I remember hearing talk about that.
Yeah, they had some bullshit thing where,
well, they had lots of bullshit things when it came to...
Yeah, they had some, like, the head eyes open or something like that, or some bullshit kind of thing that, he's not dead kind of thing, and maybe there's a possibility of having proper Deadpool or something, and you're just like, fuck off.
Also, dear Hollywood, never ever have eyes open as your solution for showing that something's not dead, going from closed to open. Also, never have hand from rubble or hand twitching finger. It's been done. You've had 70 years of using that. It's off the table now. Just, you're done.
Do you know that actually a good version of the hand moving thing, just that I thought there, is the end of X-Men 3, The Final Stand, which is Magneto is in prison in the glass, or he's in the prison. He's not. Sorry, he's not.
No, the plastic prison is the X1, X2.
Sorry, it's not. He's outside and he's playing.
He's in
playing
the
chess
park
with Xavier, and he slightly moves the piece. That's a great way of essentially taking an already known premise, which is the hand slightly moving kind of thing, and making it into another kind of form of it, which is good.
And that is perfect. And you can do things with a look or a sound or a hint or anything else. Just the really obvious.
The stereotypical.
Yeah, but it's also in case you're too stupid to have worked it out from something more subtle, we're going to treat you like idiots. By the way, the person who's dead, here's their face. Did you just see their eyes open? Cut to black. Oh, do you know your man's not dead? Like, he'll be grand. Look, you're about to say
very culty there.
Yeah, well, look, I'll pick on Donegal later. That sounded very, very south and southwest. I'll go northwest. Sligo, you're in for it in a minute.
So look out for that.
Yeah, well, and there's one other thing then, because you made me think about a lot of things about post-credit scenes that I hadn't actually considered, which is awesome. There is the funny post-credit scene, and then there's the moving the story on, interlinking the stories, everything we've just discussed. There's the expanding, connecting, bringing it all together.
Yeah.
And then there's we had, Banner sitting on a couch talking away, or who was it that did?
It's Bruce Banner and Tony Stark, and
it was Stark talking.
Stark's asleep, and Bruce Banner is.
Yeah, it's the psychologist couch moment, which is just for laughs. It didn't bring anything, didn't change anything, didn't do anything.
What's the falafel one as well?
Shawarma.
That's also a good one. Interesting fact about that post credit scene. They were recording, or Chris Evans was recording another movie, and he had to cover his face because he had a beard.
Yeah, and did you ever get to see the rig? Somebody, I don't know if it's an official picture, but they'd made like a fake face, so his hand wasn't just covering his beard; he was holding like a fake jaw onto himself.
Which
awesome.
DC, by the way, that's how you hide facial hair.
Yeah,
not CGI that looks like a caterpillar died in someone's face.
And you know how you get rid of a mustache as well? You actually just pay someone else and say, "Can we shave him? We'll pay for a makeup artist to put it back on." Was that for Mission Impossible? What was he shooting that he could?
It was Mission Impossible.
Oh man, because the super mustache. They're dark days, people. And just so before anybody out there is thinking we love Marvel and we hate DC, not true. If anything, he likes DC more than me by quite a bit. Probably that's true.
I'm a big fan of DC's storylines, especially their animated movies things. They're great, and it's a real kind of pity to me to see that DC are trying to play catch up with Marvel instead of going, no, we're going to do our own thing. We're going to build our universe properly, because I feel like we're getting shell-shocked from the Marvel universe. And I think a DC universe would be really good to come in properly if DC would just take the time.
I think, the shock and awe from Marvel has made DC react quickly, hastily, and I don't think they learned the one thing that Marvel learned the hard way. They didn't actually start that fast. Remember, the Incredible Hulk existed. Mm-hmm. Iron Man happened, and they didn't just slate everything else. There was a ramp up, it wasn't too gradual. It was pretty quick, but there was a growth from that point. Whereas I think DC kind of got on the skateboard and went for the hill. Yeah,
like we had Man of Steel. Which has its downfalls and stuff, because I'm a big fan of the old Superman kind of thing. Then you had Superman versus or Batman versus Superman, which was that has a whole bunch of problems.
He doesn't want to start me off on it because I'm in love with one half of Batman versus Superman and I'm dislike the other half of it.
Yeah, so I know we're going into a big rant about, we're not always Marvel fans. We're just disappointed in the DC universe because they have lost a trick kind of to it.
Yeah, and to kind of bring that back into topic, and we should probably close on this, the DC universe post-credit scenes. What do you think? Do you think that they should fully adopt it, and when they do a movie, just go, look, we know Marvel does it, we know everybody talks about whether or not we're going to do it as well. It would be a great way for them to do what Marvel do. And it really would. I don't care that Marvel do it. It would just be really a good mechanism for them to go, we do post-credit scenes this way. We use it to tease things, or we use it to do their own thing with it. But
yeah, they could just always have them funny. Instead of just having them connect things, just always have them a little bit, make them a little bit lighter or something like that.
Have the Flash show up in every one. Have your own Stan Lee. Get somebody to be the thing or person or the ingenue that shows up in every post-credit scene.
Yeah. So Yeah, so that's our thoughts on the old post-credit scenes. Which goes,
we're going to put one after this video. We're going to have to put we're going to have to actually put credits on this and post-credits. Oh God. Let us know what you think. We'd like to hear what your favorite post-credit scene was, what you think of our opinion on post-credit scenes, and whether or not you think anybody out there particularly that thinks that they're terrible. Let us know why, because we'd love to hear it.
Yeah. So thanks, likes and subscribe, and ring that notification bell for more of our movies, more of our shows.
All right, we'll see you soon.